Hello everybody. Hello international crafters. First of all, I want to say how sorry I am. I apologize so much that I totally forgot. I have no excuse for yesterday. You know when you think that for me Saturday was Sunday and Sunday, I'm sorry, that I kept on thinking that Saturday was Friday and Sunday was Saturday. It's those days that you run ahead a day behind, and the usual stuff here in a big family. Kids asking for things that are left up high in boxes. Our winter stuff. They're starting to want some jackets now for the night, but the daytime it's still hot. And yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I was supposed to put it up yesterday, and it's, oh boy. I'm thinking this morning, but I had something to do this week. What was it? I know. So yeah, I'm sorry. But anyways, I did write down what our swap would be this week, and it is flowers, paper flowers. Now, my there's a little challenge kick into this, and that's to use recycled paper. So I am using this recycled paper bag right there. This is the Duomo of Milano. It's famous, huge. I've never been there, but in front it has a big, huge piazza, and this store is called Piazza Italia. So I use this bag. Now what I do is I turn the bag over, and on the other side I spray. Okay, I sprayed two different colors, which were, the bag's too big to put here, you guys, right now. To put everything's falling here. I sprayed one side because I'm using both sides of the bag. So now this is a pretty heavy bag. The first one that I did was with this lighter bag. On one side it was black, and on the other side I sprayed it blue, right? And then what I did is I got different containers and started drawing circles, just normal circles, about 3 bigger ones, 3 smaller ones, 3 smaller than that. I did about 3 or 4 circles of different sizes, at least four each. So this bag, like I was saying, is pretty much a thinner bag, so I did do much more layers on it. It was a small bag, and I got a flower out of it, and I have I can get a small little flower out of this piece as well too. But this bag came out like this. Now for the swap, you guys, if you do want to do flowers flat, by all means do them flat, and think about paper bags, think about junk mail, think about magazines, think about anything. I don't want you to go out or use whatever designer paper you have or whatever cardstock you have. Try to do this swap with recycled stuff. Okay? Now there you'll see a little bit of gold in here. I'm going to show you exactly what that is, another recycle item at home. And so look at the effect it gave. Isn't that beautiful? I love the colors of this one. This is what really catches my eye on this one. So like I said, finer paper, more layers. Okay, so the second bag that I did, I just showed you with the dome on it, is much more thicker. So in this means like this type of paper, the flat paper, I didn't have to crumple out. Well, although I did crumple it up, but it was so fine that you could work. It was more workable. This paper is more more thicker. So what I did was I sprayed it with some water, and if you want to, once you see the spray dry, you can give it another hit of something, another. This is a gold mixed in with that terracotta, and then I just crumpled them up and then reopen them up. Grab the color that's on the bottom if you want, because this might be the petal that's turned around, right? And it looks nice as well sprayed. You can keep it natural, okay? So I'm not going to bother drying this because I'm just going to show you how to do a few petals, and I have a flower even, a bit more advanced in the stage, so we can go on with this and have it a short video and not a long video. Just so I can show you how I did this flower. So I have my layers here. I have some more here. What's missing here is the bigger size that I have of the flower that I will be showing you. But, oh, I'm sorry, you guys. So Yeah, I did prepare something. So I'm going to finish layering this one, okay? So I started it with about 3 or 4 bigger ones. And then there's this layering of netting that I'm going to show you what it is and how I got it in there. And I'm almost finished here. I had about another 3 layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this netting. Now this netting is what I get when my husband brings me flowers. It's all around the flower arrangement. And this is a beautiful color, like it's gold and green. So what happens here is I'm just cutting them up in random pieces. I'm not worrying about what they are, how big they are, and you know, naturally they can't be too small. So where I'm going to get a corner of it, and I'm going to start ripping out some of these strands, right? And here I have leftover green strands on this one. Then I turn it over to the other side that I know will be sticking out of the flower, and I start picking out some green ones. So that way, well, it's obvious the green ones are going to have to go because it's a crisscross. And here you have the gold strands hanging out. So I just layer it in here. Oh, I just grabbed another piece by mistake. I layer it in here. Now remember, this is a 3-dimensional flower. So as for a swap, you guys, do them flat. You know, 2-3 layers, send it off, okay? I will tell you a little bit about this swap while we're holding the glue here for a bit and starting to add other layers. Now, for this swap, it's up until Sunday. I would like to know who is going to be joining in on this swap, which is the 26th. Sunday the 26th. So that's the last day to join in, and Monday the partners will be up in the group, and they have to be mailed out by the 16th of November. Maximum, you know, minimum three flowers. 2 small ones, 1 big one, 2 big ones, 1 small one, 3 big ones, 3 small ones, whatever you please to do. So I got this layer down. Now underneath there's other layers already, right? I'm going to add another layer of paper. Kind of have to hold it down. You can't do this with the glue gun, eh? I've never even thought of it, but I knew that Eileen's holds really well, and so, you know, I did have the time this morning. I was putting weight on it and then walking away and doing something else, so I was doing kind of calmly. The netting is the most difficult. It takes a bit of time to dry. So in here, I'm going to stick another piece of netting. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I rip off some corner here and leaving just the green. Right there. Okay, and I'm going to go turn it around. And no, I don't want that corner. I want this corner to show some gold. So you get one side with green, one side with gold. I'm just going to place it in here any way it falls down. Don't worry about that. That is nothing to be worried about. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece that I'll probably have, that you probably have extra, and I'm just going to turn it all over, scrunching it up in a ball. Kind of a ball. We're making a flower center. Okay? Now, in your swap flowers, you can use any type of embellishments. The important thing is to use recycled paper. That's all I'm asking. You can, use your brads, use your buttons, use whatever you please to use for embellishments. I'm just giving you an idea on a beautiful effect, and, cheaply done. No brads, nothing. You just need recycled bag, glue. Use your fantasy on using something that you can put in underneath the flower for texture if you please. And that's it. Look around the house, see what you can find. Even the onion bags or the potato bags, I don't know how they're going to end up like this. We'd have to give it a try one day and see, because now you'll see what I'm going to do with the flower. in order to get that beautiful effect I got on the other one. So we're at the end now here. I have, you guys, this is going pretty quick, so the flower itself is kind of shifting here and there, but I will fix that later on. So now we're going to cut smaller pieces. Pieces that are just going to be laid right on top of there. Give it no importance on how they have to be, okay? I'm going to squish down a whole bunch of glue. Don't worry, this glue goes transparent. And just leave it there to dry. That's all. I'm not even going to touch it. I'm not even going to try to, because it will just move all around. I'm just going to fix to make sure that everything's centered here, and just put it aside and let it dry. Okay, so we're at that point. I have one already dry here, so that way I can show you the next step of this flower. And what I'm going to do is simply get the heat gun, and we're going to heat these things up. I'm sorry I have to do it this way. Let's see if doing it this way, you guys will be able to see what happens here. There we go. It all shrank while I was heating it up, and it all curled up. And you'll find that with these nettings, you can play around with the position of the heat gun, because the curls will go one way or the other. Now at this point, what I did with the blue one, is once it was all, heated up, and I noticed that some spots were bare, what I simply would do is cut a little triangle piece, take some strands off. You don't need this one too big, because what you're going to do is you're just going to find a spot that's bare, stick the glue in, put your little triangle in, and put that back and kind of try to hold it down, and hit it with the heat gun. And you can keep on doing this until you've gone to, what you really want to do. So you look around the house and look. You have to look at plastic things, see how they're going to melt first, and then, like, I tried this out first before I put it on the flower, just to see how it was going to, melt up, and it pretty much gave me the idea. Let me show you the other blue one. This one I can add more gold if I want to, more of the netting in it. And so there you have 2 flowers from recycled bags. Okay, so don't forget, sign up, and 3 flowers. Sign up until Sunday the 26th, and they have to be mailed out by the 16th of November. Remember, you can use any embellishment you want. And like I said again, I'm sorry about being late. Till the next time. Bye.